What's up, everybody? Arrg the Pirate here, and today I'm going to be playing a little mid-lane Wraith. So Wraith is one of the most underwhelming heroes in version 42, and before he gets a buff, I really wanted to try him out. Now, this is actually my fourth game with Wraith. I played one unsupported safe lane, I guess you would call me the carry, and, you know, I just did not have a support with me. That turned out really bad, and, you know, we ended up surrendering at 15 minutes because we had a Aurora jungler with Grux jungler that were both kind of mid-laning, and just both of them really got underfed, and then we had a couple of people quit. I've played him in the off lane where we had two people actually quit, you know, before the round really even started going, which they might have DC'd, but they just never came back. And then we had one match where one of the people was just so toxic that we ended up surrendering. So this is really the only gameplay that I have that, you know, was kind of halfway decent, and I end up doing okay. You know, I would never say, hey, I did a great job, but I had a couple of careless deaths, and I've just never really spent a whole lot of time with Wraith because I don't sync up well with him. So I get caught out and make some real careless mistakes a couple of times, and, you know, I suffer for that. But we ended up having a decent match with him, and this was really the only gameplay that I could actually upload because, you know, yeah, we just had a bunch of quitters and people showing heart signs everywhere. So, you know, hey, it's no big deal. There's still a lot of people trying out new things with version 42, and I think that's going to just continue for the next couple of months because, you know, cards are going to constantly be reworked. Heroes are going to need a lot of balancing, and hopefully they'll add some more cards, you know, every 3 weeks along with the heroes. That would be one really cool thing. And if they do that, you know, of course, those cards are then going to need more balancing. So I kind of see a lot of just overall changes coming up, but that might be wishful thinking as well. Alright, well, let's kind of really talk about Wraith. Now, I've built him three different ways. I built him like an ADC, which is kind of his most performing deck back in version 41. You built him, you know, either crit or attack speed, and that was kind of his best build. I believe crit actually ended up being the highest damage, but attack speed was the fastest damage. So, you know, it was kind of one or the other, and with the attack speed, you would actually hit harder with your knock-knock than you would with just your basics. So it was kind of, you know, a toss-up of, you know, which do you like? Do you like hitting faster or harder? But now I kind of don't really know how to build him. I've tried 3 decks. I picked one. I built him as a full caster with, you know, my Invader Mage and, you know, just a full caster. And it didn't feel good. His knock-knock does not hit as hard as other casters, and I don't know, I didn't really feel that that was a worthy deck. Then I built him kind of as an ADC. Of course, I did not use my sustain card because, you know, hey, I wanted to get more damage and kind of see where that went, and it did not feel just great. It was, you know, I mean, I did damage, but it never felt amazing. And then I kind of built a hybrid deck, which was Knowledge and Chaos, and I built him half caster. You know, I believe I went with the Atomic Soldier, and then I had like the heavy hitter with Pressure Hunter. I think that was kind of my close to in-game build, and I don't believe I ever made it to the actual Shatter Golem, which, you know, hey, that's okay. It was a pretty short game, but, you know, I really have not found, like, hey, this is a great deck yet. And that's kind of why I'm skipping the, you know, the go over the deck like I typically do, just because I'm not really fully feeling it. Now, if you see here, I'm about to lazy back, and I get just absolutely deleted by this countess, which is just depressing. But, what can you do? And, you know, that's careless death number 1. So, I guess we can kind of keep a count on that. Which that kind of brings me to my next point of Wraith. Now, he's really the only mid laner that does not have, like, a true escape. You know, Bellica does have a knock-up, so I would kind of consider that like, hey, you can knock them up, you can actually do a substantial amount of damage with that knock-up, and, you know, that sets you up to actually rotate on someone with your full kit, so you could turn a runaway into a deadly situation, or even if you get ganked, you've got 2 people, you can line them up, knock them both up, and take it out. So I would consider her, although I've never really said, hey, she's got a real escape, I would consider her escape much better than the rewind. Because the rewind, you know, it takes a little bit to actually activate. You know, if Chimera grabs you with his ultimate, you can rewind it and it'll still, most of the time, hit you. Which, I'm not sure if that's a bug or if that's just kind of how that attack works. Once it's initiated, you just get hit with it. But I don't really feel that the actual rewind is a good enough escape. Now, if you see here, I really wish this Chimera would have turned around. You know, I came down to help him out, and he just kind of ran away, but I'm just not able to do enough damage, which I don't have any damage cards on yet, but I kind of feel that I should have been able to do a lot more than that, especially with Black Buff. I'm just very underwhelmed with Wraith right now. But besides that, yeah, if you get ganked by 2 heroes, there's absolutely nothing you can do. You can't, those heroes are going to kill you. You can possibly rewind one or use your stealth to get away, but you're most likely going to die, especially if one of the heroes actually has a great gank. And like I kind of pointed out before, I think his damage is just a little bit low. Now, I've skipped ahead here in this Chimera. You can see he's just able to just absolutely demolish me, which is, you know, typically what a Chimera does. Now, this Countess starts heading in, and, you know, I saw her, but, hey, I thought I was far enough away, and sure enough, I just get absolutely deleted under the tower, which, you know, it feels bad, man. I do actually kind of make a little comeback here, but currently I'm 0-2, and, you know, I'm hitting people, I'm just not really doing enough damage, which I don't have any damage cards on right now. Sand Speeder does increase attack speed, but, you know, I feel Wraith's attack speed is just really pitiful, and I'm just not really feeling him as a hero as of yet. So I'm able to rewind this Countess. I thought this was really cool because you actually see almost that exact clip in his reveal trailer. You know, there was a guy in between that little pedestal and he rewound, I think it was a Grim. It was almost that exact same thing. So, you know, hey, I'm part of the Paragon team. So a little bit later, I end up going in on this Chimera, and I get another good rewind. I'm able to down him, and I don't know, like, that was great. I rewound him, but my Chimera didn't really know what was going on because I'm not in calm, so he ends up pushing, overextending a little bit too much, and, you know, luckily I'm able to use my ult to get out, but, you know, we could have easily got that kill without, you know, he overextended because he was trying to get a kill. You know, that just, I don't know, to me that takes away from a team. Now, you could solve this by saying, hey, don't ever play Wraith unless you're in comms, and yeah, but, you know, at the same time, it's kind of, hey, I want to play the hero I want to play, and if you really enjoy Wraith, and you're playing in solo, you might be hurting your team. I don't think that's a quality that I like seeing within a you know, just a hero in general. Now, one good thing about actually being able to try things out and really see, you know, I'm going into this knowing Wraith is not performing very well in 42, so I can, you know, I'm not going in going, hey, I've got my try-hard gloves on and I'm gonna just play as sweaty as possible. Of course, I'm going to try to win, but I'm, you know, it's sad, but in a way, I'm expecting not to perform well, so that's also kind of relieving some pressure of actually, you know, playing well. Now, I rewound that Countess because of that right there. We're able to clear out that minion wave. Now, she ended up, you know, challenging me with that full minion wave, and I knew that the minions would do a substantial amount of damage. I am able to get that kill, but I almost die for that. And you see, you know, it's just that situation right there that, you know, it's another reason Wraith just does not feel good. Now, I am leaving off lane. I went and kind of helped them out over there. We have a carry thing, which is, you know, another odd thing. But I end up throwing my little, you know, free ward thing over in the jungle that a ways. You know, we don't have any vision really on anybody. And boom, Seraph shows up. She's invisible and just absolutely destroys me. Well, I rewind her, but then Chimera jumps in and I'm dead. You know, that's another thing. You know, I feel that if I was any other mid laner, I would have at least had an impact there. But instead, you know, I just instantly get melted. I might be playing Wraith wrong. I might not, you know, be doing what I'm supposed to. I might have should have stayed under tower, and that's how to play Wraith, but that does not feel good. So I'm gonna chalk that up to just, hey, he needs some work. Now, I have been making just a small bit of progress here. I am just kind of showing a lot of deaths, but whenever I'm not dying, I am making progress. I'm currently 3-3-1, which, you know, hey, that's kill for a kill. There's nothing wrong with that. So I end up pushing into this tier 2. Now, I've got a decent minion wave, and I think this is the best opportunity I'm going to have to actually down this wave. There's a phase here. I've got a siege minion in. Sure enough, Countess comes in and kills me, but, you know, I kind of think a kill for a tier 2 or a death for a tier 2, I'm going to say that's a win, and that was what I had an idea of doing whenever I was there. So I'm going to say, hey, I did well right there, even though it was another death. Now we get into our first real team engagement here in mid lane, and Seraph, she ends up kneeling my knock-knock, which probably would have killed her. I'm able to rewind her, and then I finish her off with another knock-knock, which, you know, hey, that's great. We're currently 4-4, and you know, we're making a little more progress here. It's, you know, this is a tough match. I'm not able to put near as much pressure. I don't have near as much wave clear as some of the other mid lane heroes. And, you know, I can honestly say, I think, unless we see some major changes with Wraith, he might be better in a different lane. Now, a little bit ahead, Arrg Grux, who's been playing an amazing offlane. I'm definitely going to have to try Grux out in offlane. He's pinging for help. I head over there to just try to help him out. I go ahead and throw my little ward thing down just to see if anybody's in Viz. And we're able to just kind of keep this lane safe. You know, Countess, she can almost delete anybody. And, of course, she's always been my favorite hero. But I really have not played her much this update, just because, you know, it seems like almost every game someone's picking Countess. On top of that, I don't know if I'm fully on board with the she's broken kind of thing, but she's simple to play now. I always felt she had a lot of skill to play before, and now it's just, hey, run straight forward, hit your triangle, or hit your ultimate, and they're dead. I don't feel challenged playing Countess anymore, just because she does such massive amount of damage. And so I can't say I think she's overpowered. I don't feel the challenge that she used to have. Now I end up picking up the invis buff, and I'm going to head to the off lane. kind of help this lane get pushed, and hopefully we can get some damage on people. Now, I was not expecting Narbash to go in on Seraph, and you know that's why I didn't really follow up on that. But I'm still able to get a good amount of damage on her. But we need to get out. They've had a pretty good rotation. It's time for us to leave. I really want to get out, and hopefully everybody follows. Unfortunately, Narbash ended up going down. Now, Wukong goes in on this Countess, but I want him to leave. I don't want him to challenge Countess, you know, struggle in a fight, let the enemy team catch up and kill him. You know, he kind of is our ADC, or he's supposed to be anyways. But, you know, him challenging a Countess who might be able to delete him, but it's not so much that, it's you're going to allow their team to catch up and kill you, and without a minion wave, without anything like that, that's just silly to do. So he ends up staying in, which I was really hoping that he would leave, but he ends up staying in, so I'm going to try my best to just keep him from needless dying. Of course, Seraph comes in under tower, just absolutely destroy me, and you know, our Fang ends up going down as well. Of course, Klari was there to pick up, you know, to kind of clean up those kills, but at the same time, you know, we should have left. We should have not been there. If they down that tower, fine, at least we're not all dead, but now we're all dead, and it ended up working out okay, but it'd have been much better to leave. Well, this is kind of the end game here. Me and Grux head into Prime. They were currently taking Prime. Grux is able to secure this Prime, and which is just an amazing play. Now, we need to get out because they're having some team rotation. I go ahead and use my ultimate, hopefully he can hear it and take the Q to get out. He does make it out safely, which is great. And we have a little bit of our team rotation too, but since we have Prime, we're a little bit stronger than they are. Now, we end up kind of getting to this, you know, just crazy team fight where no one really dies for a long time. And then we finally get a Chimera kill, which is kind of the beginning of the end. And we're able to get this pick onto FaZe, which, you know, with their kind of main tanky frontline hero and their support down, we kind of make short work. We're able to just push down mid and end the game. Well, all in all, I kind of have the same first impression, or the same impression of Wraith as I did in the beginning. I think in the right hands, he'd be a great hero. In the wrong hands, he's an absolute terrible hero, and, you know, as you can see, I'm terrible with Wraith. But, you know, if you really enjoy Wraith, you can see I'm not a good Wraith player. I went 5-5 and end up being 5-5-5, which is a great game. You know, that's kill for kill plus a handful of assists. So you can do well with Wraith if you want to play a good Wraith. But, you know, hopefully this update will help him out, and I'll make a comparison video. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.